Okay. Why is that always there? Oh my God. Okay. Better. Hello. Sorry for the abrupt end to the stream last night, but I want to address a few things. There is a derecho expected today, and I will be talking in depth what a derecho is. Um, I'll probably even do its own little special, maybe in like a random day, probably 2 days after this, maybe I don't know, about all about a derecho and what a derecho is. I might even try and fit it in today, just because today is going to be a very active day of severe weather. There already is that tornado risk in place, and that is the main reason we're streaming. Although the ratio is possible over South Dakota and Minnesota. When it comes to the tornado risk, the tornadoes are possible South Dakota, Minnesota, and some parts of Iowa. I cannot stress this enough. Today is going to be a very scary day. Very crazy windstorms are actually already firing as we speak. If we're looking at here, we have the public severe weather outlook, which I am going to discuss. There is a moderate risk of severe thunderstorms this afternoon and tonight over portions of eastern South Dakota and southwestern Minnesota. Numerous severe thunderstorms capable of widespread damaging winds are likely across portions of northern plains, with several gusts expected to exceed 75 miles. A few line-embedded tornadoes and instances of severe hail might also occur. Widely scattered storms may produce severe winds and hail over portions of Montana. All right, where that loads, I want to talk about the what the PSVO or PWO. There is a moderate risk of severe storms. I'm going to announce this. I'm going to say this a lot. Derechos are there's a derecho expected today. Again, derecho, big bad. Hold on. Uh, big bad. That's not good. If you're anywhere in this red box, even in the orange box, you have a good chance of a severe derecho. Severe thunderstorms expected over parts of the northern plains this afternoon and tonight. Locations is eastern South Dakota and southwest Minnesota. So basically, the same place that we watched yesterday get hit by storms, they're getting hit again. Uh, Hazards: widespread damaging winds, some hurricane force, a couple of tornadoes, isolated large hail. Numerous severe thunderstorms capable of widespread damaging winds are likely across portions of the northern plains, with several gusts expected to exceed 75 miles. A few line-embedded tornadoes and instances of severe hail may also occur. Widely scattered storms may produce severe wind and hail over portions of Montana. So, review your severe weather safety procedures for possibility of dangerous weather today. Stay tuned to the NOAA weather radio, weather.gov, or other medias for watches and warnings. A watch means that conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorms over the next several hours. If severe thunderstorm warning is issued for your area, move to a place of safety, ideally in an interior room on the lowest floor of a study building. So when it comes to severe thunderstorm warnings, I don't take them seriously. But I think in this instance, even if you're under a 60 mile per hour wind gust, that can quickly evolve to 80. There is a severe thunderstorm watch 550 in effect now until 4 p.m. Central Daylight Time. This is in effect for portions of southwest and south central North Dakota, effective from 8:25 a.m. to 4 p.m. CET. Excuse me. Primary threats include scattered damaging winds and isolated significant gusts up to 75 miles likely. Scattered large hail events of 1 to 5 inches diameter possible. A storm cluster in southwest North Dakota will likely persist and spread eastward through the morning into the afternoon. Damaging outflow gusts of 60 to 75 miles will be the main threat, along with some large hail up to 1.5 inches in diameter with the strongest embed storms. Again, occasionally do produce tornadoes. When you look at probabilities, you probably shouldn't expect a tornado out of this, but as we saw yesterday, Anything's possible. Uh, obviously the wind event is like very extreme. It is both at 60, and the hail event isn't as bad. Looking at tomorrow's forecast, nothing to really concern ourselves over. No tornado risk for that matter. And day three is a bit concerning for the Mid Atlantic. And I've been again, I focus on the Mid Atlantic. That's where I live. So I'm watching this very closely because they do talk about supercells. And if elapse rates do increase, we could be expecting some very strong damaging wind gusts, maybe a few tornadoes. That's jury's still on that. So let's talk about what we got here. Did it even load? It did. Thank God. Here's a clear detailed summary. Yeah, the Northern Plains outbreak potential. Northern Plains is North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin. Timing this afternoon into tonight. Environmental setup. Morning MCS over Minnesota and Iowa temporarily stabilizes the region. By mid-afternoon, models agree that strong heating and moisture return will rapidly restore instability. And eastern Montana and western North Dakota or South Dakota, a short-wave travel will provide the initial lift for storm development. The key parameters is mid-level lapse rates are very steep. Surface dew points rising to negative 70 degrees Fahrenheit from evapotranspiration and easterly flow. ML Cape over 6,000. Golly! In South Dakota, extremely instability, wind shear sufficient for supercells and Boeing structures. Expected evolution afternoon, supercells develop over central South Dakota. Hazards is very large hail, damaging wind gusts, a few tornadoes. Evening into the night, supercells congregate into a fast moving MCS, potential derecho. Tracks across eastern South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, possibly Wisconsin. Cam suggests one or more quarters of widespread significant wind damage. Some 75 miles per hour gusts likely. Derecho criteria may be met. Enhanced and slight risk expected areas expanded eastward into more of Minnesota, Iowa, and Wisconsin based on model trends showing an MCS longevity. Central Montana. Late afternoon storms form as moisture advex westernward via easterly low-level winds. Storms spread into central Montana during the evening. Environment, moderate instability, Cape. Strong vertical shear, hazards, large hail, isolated damaging wind gusts. So the summary table. Central to eastern South Dakota is the afternoon. Supercells with hail, wind, tornadoes, risk level is enhanced. I don't really talk about moderate, but there is a moderate risk. Eastern South Dakota, Minnesota, Iowa, Wisconsin, evening and night. This is the big one. An MCS with significant wind damage, possibly a derecho. It's at moderate. I don't know what to say here, but it's definitely moderate. Central Montana, late afternoon, hail and damaging winds from multi-cells, so supercells. Slight risk. We could see my boy Vince is set up outside. Some are already firing up here. Considerable damage tags on some of these already. Model trends. You can see here, storms should probably weaken as they go more northern. But looking down here, other storms are going to start firing. Comes one big line. Well, bow, I swear to God. But the main risk here is as storms start to fire off here, expect the live stream to start about 4 p.m. maybe, give or take. Storms will continue to fire up south and move through Sioux Falls. So they might extend this moderate risk out a little bit. I think they probably will. and it is showing some signs of a derecho on radar. We ain't seeing the bumming like we did at 2 a.m., but you never know. This is not good. You need to take this day seriously. Um, I don't know when I'm gonna make this a video. Probably soon. I might try and do it today, just so I can get it out, and so everyone knows what a derecho is, what it's possible of doing. But I want to go over here. This is for Alberton, South Dakota's National Weather Service produced this. That assessment highest local risk is a 4 out of 5, which means widespread severe storms are likely. Midday through afternoon, primary threats is damaging wind gusts of 80 miles or greater. A large hail up to 2 inches in diameter and tornadoes are possible. Again, although I want to say this, derechos can be worse than tornadoes. Derechos can be worse than EF0s, EF1s, or low-end EF2s. After that, though, normally the tornadoes get stronger. But still, take a derecho seriously. It shouldn't be something that we should be comparing, but since people don't take derecho seriously and there's injuries or deaths, I have to. But this is something you have to be taking very seriously. We are expecting a derecho. 80-mile-an-hour wind gusts, hail up to 2 inches diameter, tornadoes are possible. Timing should be early afternoon storm throughout in the northwest, north central South Dakota. Storms rapidly move southeast the afternoon. By evening, storms are in far eastern South Dakota, such as western Minnesota. Today's high wind area threat. The greatest risk of storms today will be the potential for high winds in excess of 80 miles per hour. Essentially, the entire forecast area is at risk. Storms will develop west river into north central South Dakota and rapidly proceed east to southeastwards. It is highly advised that you secure easy to blow away items before heading out to your daily activities. Yeah, make sure you guys tie down stuff. Like any like lawn chairs you might like put in a garage or something, maybe I don't know, like a shed you might have. Um, umbrellas, you want to make sure you bring them down and make sure you can't blow into anything. I'm trying to think. You know, toys you might have outside for your dog or whatever. Floatable pools, you might want to uninflate them and bring them inside into a anywhere that isn't outside that could be affected by damaging winds. Make as little mistakes as you can today. I don't know really how to word this because I don't. This is the first time Weatherman T has had to deal with a debate show on live before or on video that would turn to a live. Obviously, we saw June 20th, but June 20th was my first truly time, and I wasn't the best at it, and we were more focused on tornadoes. Today's heavy rain and flooding potential does exist. While storms should be moving relatively quickly, the threat for heavy rainfall still exists. Additionally, we have many areas saturated from yesterday's storms that could easily see more flooding with little additional rainfall. Low-lying and poor drainage areas could see ponding of water. Roads with insufficient or plugged curvatures or storm drains we could see some water on the roads. James River and east, especially north, those near Watertown, could see river and streams rise. Excuse me. So we need to be ready. Make sure you have a plan in place if and when you go under excessive uh, severe thunderstorm warnings with destructive tags. Again, I'm still debating if I should make the derecho video. There's a good chance I will. There's a very good chance I will. Very good chance I will. Probably just like right after this. I'm getting advice if I should or not. Real quick. Also, thank you guys so much for tuning into that live stream. I know it says 4 views right there, but if I just hit the refresh button, 289 views. Obviously, no likes, no comments, but I don't care about all that. You guys brought up me near 300 views, dude. That's awesome. Rhythm and Tea is finally starting to grow, and frankly, that's all I've ever wanted from Rhythm and Tea. I think it's very important that this channel becomes something. As I'm just I'm not a meteorologist by any means, but I am someone that cares. I'm trying to be a forecaster. One day I do plan on working in the Storm Prediction Center. I do plan on going to OU, so this is a great starting point for me. And I mean, some videos, the lowest 3 views, even 0 views for that matter. But then some views we have. Again, my latest video has 21 views. When it comes to lives, I didn't even know you could check posts. It's not like I really care if people even like look at the posts. Honestly, I only do really posts if there's a live stream that was supposed to happen that then doesn't, because the Storm Prediction Center lowers the tornado risk. But again, on the live, so we have low as 6 views, but as high as 289 views. And a lot of people were also talking in that stream chat. So thank you guys so much. Really, it mean a lot to me. Um, we'll be back. I'm expecting to be back pretty soon to do the derecho awareness video. But yeah, I'll see you guys soon. I know I'll probably be live later, so I'll see you guys soon on that. Goodbye.